This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering more questions today for the Power Project. We got a question about the deadlift. Once again, you guys are going freaking out of your mind with these deadlift questions. I love it. I love that people are deadlifting. I love that people are talking about squatting and people are talking about benching. Finally, finally, the world is waking up and realizing that strength is important. Without it, you are dead. When your strength runs out, you die. I say it all the time. It is the truth. That's why I say it all the time. And I'm glad that people are wising up and people are getting excited about strength. They're getting as excited as I am, as fired up as I am about strength. So the question today is from a guy from YouTube, Impossibly, or some shit like that is his name. He wants to know, why is it that I and many other coaches always suggest a flat back, but you see the greatest pullers in the world, many of them are pulling with a rounded back, a rounded upper back. There's a couple reasons for this. First things first that you need to realize is that I am not the strongest deadlifter in the world. And I am a firm believer that the stronger that you are, the more knowledge you obtain. So, with that being said, there are certainly other people out there that may know some different tricks than what I know. But from what I've known and from what I've seen in working with myself and many other athletes and many other powerlifters over the years, a flat back is always the best way to start. Now, if you fishing pull your lift somewhere along the lines after you initiate the pull, then so be it. That may happen at 95%. That may happen with 90%. Normally, in most cases, it's not optimal. However, if you are a more advanced lifter and you already have the biomechanics, you already have a good understanding of how to pull big weights, you've already pulled 600 pounds, 700 pounds, and now you're embarking on all new territory. Donnie Thompson has said this to me before, and it's a great quote. He said, Louis Simmons can guide you to a 1,000-pound squat, or a 900-pound squat, a 700-pound bench, a 700-pound pull. The rest of the shit you got to figure out on your own. And that's the truth. He's not bagging on Louis Simmons by any means. He's giving him a lot of credit, actually, saying that just by following the West Side methods, you can make those kind of great gains. Those are huge lifts. But what he's saying is, to figure out the finer points in lifting, some of the shit you're going to have to figure out on your own. And in the case of the deadlift, some of the things that apply to the more advanced lifters are not things that apply to the more intermediate lifters, the beginning lifters. You ever seen a boxing match before? Have you guys seen boxing before? Well, I used to box. You know when the guys are in close on each other and they're hammering each other away? You know how easy that looks when you watch it on TV? That is a very advanced movement. You do not teach that to new people because there are steps that you take. There are steps that you take. There's a progression in the learning of a boxer. First thing you learn is how to put up your hands and how to defend yourself so you don't get punched in the face. If you don't learn that, you're certainly not going to want to know how to get close to somebody and have them tear apart your body and your head with punches when you don't know how to defend yourself. So same thing here in lifting. Some of you guys out there are still a little bit new, still a little bit green, as they'd say in pro wrestling, which I did that too, by the way. It's like Forrest Gump over here, huh? But the same things with lifting. Some of you guys don't have the lifting experience under your belt. However, I would say go ahead and try some different things. Try some things out yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't be foolish. You realize that anytime you try anything new or anytime you try anything different, that there is a risk to benefit ratio to that. And realize if you're going to pull the rounded back, there may be some consequences. And they may not be good ones. However, it could be a learning tool for you. take, let's say your best pull's over 300. So your best pull's over 300. Take 135 pounds, do a couple sets of that, round it over, and see how it feels. See how that feels. See if that's doing anything for you. See if that's helping you in any way. A lot of lifters, a lot of people can get away with slightly rounding over the thoracic spine, especially in the case of a conventional deadlift. One thing I forgot to mention is a lot of big deadlifters out there, especially the guys that deadlift big weights at low body weight. These guys are built like a bunch of Neanderthals. They're built like a bunch of freaks that walk around, their shoulders are all slumped over, they're all rounded over. I mean, they are screwed the hell up. Their bodies are in a world of hurt. And in some cases, some of these guys can't do anything else other than deadlift. And I don't mean they can't do anything else like they can't bench and they can't squat. I mean they can't do anything else, period. Can't tie their shoes, can't go up and down the stairs, that kind of stuff. Like myself. I go up and down the stairs, I got to sit down, drink a cup of water. Actually, things have been a little bit better now that I've been losing some weight and working on my mobility. Things have been a little bit better. But getting my shoes on is still a pain in the ass since I hurt my legs. That was a major setback and a major pain in the ass. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about here. Some of these dudes are built like Neanderthals, and they're gonna have limitations, and they may just have to pull the way they have to pull. That doesn't make it right. Just because you see somebody pull 770 with a rounded back and a craned out neck and all craziness, there's easy, more efficient ways to get the same job done. You can do it the right way, or you can do it the hard way. Whichever way it is that you decide is up to you. One thing I'd suggest for some of you out there, try a rounded back deadlift. Try a stiff-legged deadlift. Then try a regular deadlift. Do 1 rep of each. 1 rep rounded. 1 rep stiff leg. 1 rep regular conventional pull. Do that in succession until you get to 12 total reps. Do that in succession until you get to 12 total reps. Rounded, stiff leg, regular deadlift. Rounded, stiff leg, regular deadlift. Repeat that 4 times until you get to 12 reps. You're going to learn a lot about your deadlift form from there. Do it with 95 pounds. Do it with 135. Do 3 sets of it. Keep the weights light. Remember, there's a risk to benefit ratio when you try new shit out. You will learn a lot about yourself. You'll learn a lot about your deadlift. I refer to it as lifting like shit. And it's something that I have done many times in my powerlifting career. Many of you guys have seen it firsthand. You've seen me lift like shit in person. Heard a great quote today, and I figured I'd share it with you. Let's see. I talked about some supplements the other day, and so somebody said a quote on YouTube. It was Steven I think his name is, off of YouTube. He said, "My favorite supplements are deadlifts and steak." I think that's a great quote, and it's a very true one. And that is it from supertraining.tv. Later.